Stop! This is not the Vogue photo shoot, is it? Shut the fuck up. Oh, okay. I was going to cover something different first before I launch right into the Vogue photo shoot, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm sorry. This is so insane. Oh my God, what the fuck are they doing? Okay. First of all, let me just let me offer juxtaposition for you, okay? Ukrainian forces are attacking the key Russian supply route into occupied Kherson, and Gazprom is cutting the Nord Stream 1 gas flows right now. Germany is in a weird moment where they're trying to figure out if they're going to go nuclear again, how are they going to move away from like their reliance on Russia, because Russia is threatening to cut Europe's natural gas flow, right? Germany's taking efforts now to also use liquid gas facilities. They're like building that so they can actually receive a different source of gas from American providers especially. So it's all fucked up. Obviously, the tide of war has changed dramatically. That's why you don't really hear too much about it in Western news. They did the victory laps for days on end about how like it was over, how well Ukraine was doing, over and over again. And then once the tide changed, as the war basically closed in on the Eastern Front, which was expanded Russia's net of sphere of influence on the eastern side in both the DPR and LPR territories all the way up to the river. The Western media stopped covering it as much, right? So while all that's happening, okay, Ukrainians are fucking dying in trench warfare, right? There's constant fucking artillery, constant barrages of firepower. Okay. And a 4-year-old died. It was really horrific the other day. They're also blasting into civilian territory as well, not even in the war zone. Okay. And of course, this was going to inevitably happen because Ukrainians were dying before too, but you were covering Azov lol. You got me. Yes. And I still do cover Azov from time to time. Because that's a secondary problem that we don't need to talk about right now. It literally doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, you owned me though. How much of Azov is left? It doesn't matter what. It's not about Azov, and it doesn't even fucking matter at this point. Okay, it's done. It's the fate of Europe. And the white nationalist movement growing, the reactionary white nationalist movement growing in Europe has been sealed. Once you get fucking unaccountable, like once you get billions of dollars of small arms shipped into a war zone, and those small arms end up in the hands of people that want to sell it over to criminal elements in European countries, you have effectively created a network of guns that are unaccountable and untraceable that will flow into the streets of Europe. It's already happening. It's gonna happen. It's blowback. We talked about it already. Armed supremacist doesn't matter. No, I have talked about it so much that it doesn't fucking matter at this point. Like no one is gonna believe me until it happens. And then when I say I told you so, it'll be far too late. So but this is how America operates. So now that I have set the ground for you, okay, the Wagner Group, the Wagner Group is one of the right-wing reactionary elements that Russia is utilizing, okay? Now that we've set the ground, though, in all of this brutality, in all of this chaos, Vogue went and did this, okay? They did a fucking photo shoot. They did a fucking photo shoot with the First Lady and Zelensky while all this shit's blowing up. How does that look to the Ukrainians, man? I mean, they got Anne Leibovitz to do this too. Portrait of Bravery, Ukraine's First Lady, Olena Zelenska. I mean, this is wild to me, bro. This is wild. Can you imagine? You're like a fucking 18-year-old Ukrainian, okay? You take up arms to defend your fucking country. You barely got training, all right? Now you're doing trench warfare. Bombs are fucking blowing up, and then your leader is doing photo shoots with Vogue in America. And the reason for why he's doing this, of course, is to, maintain relevance on the war front. Right? Maintain eyeballs on the war. Dude, this is the worst kind of eyeballs. Aren't they eating this up though? The whole Zelensky hero thing? Dude, this is going to turn the tide. I think. Zelensky hero shit popped off because he was in the fucking front. Zelensky hero shit popped off because he was seen as the brave leader who stood behind as his country was being invaded. Okay, by a larger, superior military power. Okay, and he was there, like he was standing tall. Now, in the eyes of Western media, that's the way that they showcased it. Right? This is entirely different. This looks super fucking out of touch. It's like a BuzzFeed editorial slapped with a bunch of sexy photos. It is the exact opposite of I need ammo, not a ride, in terms of propaganda. Does he have a choice, in your opinion? What do you mean? Of course. What the fuck? It's like a VOT photo shoot? Yeah. I don't think Western media cares about what actually happens in Ukraine. They just like the spectacle. Of course they don't. Ay, ay, ay. The worst news of all is that Kodor got indefinitely suspended. Yeah, I know. It is ridiculous to do this. It is ridiculous to do this. It is ridiculous to do this kind of photo shoot too in front of like in the Antonov airport. Isn't this the largest fucking plane on the planet, by the way? That's what they're posing in front of, the one that blew up. I recognize that big boy anywhere, for the record. Yeah. This is the largest plane on the planet that blew the fuck up. Showcasing women in arms is nothing new for Western media. They did this with the Kurdish militias as well. They do this with the IDF all the time. It's a part of pink washing, right? That's just normal process. You saw it regularly, okay? But yeah, like I said, the idea that like this photo shoot, someone thought that this was a good idea, that it would not like personally undermine whatever kind of message that they're trying to put together is ridiculous to me. It's wild. It's like thinking the top of the hour ad break is not going to come at the top of every hour, and then boom, all of a sudden it's directly in your face. Okay? And of course, if you no longer want to see those ads, from reactions in the Ukrainian channels, it's not so bad. Only 698 people throwing up. Maybe the Ukrainian people in telegrams are appreciating it, but I don't know. From a purely information war standpoint, the Zelensky photo shoot in Vogue was ill-advised because it just doesn't fit with the cultural zeitgeist, which favors authenticity. He would be better off sticking with his own cheaply self-produced social media posts and videos. Yeah, I agree. 100%. That is exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I mean. Haas don't scroll. Yeah, that I know. I've seen that tweet. It's Engels who also drew titties just like I did. Anyway, McCappy1, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, by the way, allowing 10 people to no longer see the ads. You can get gifted a sub and avoid the ad break as well. Or if you're not lucky enough to get gifted a sub, you can make your own luck by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. So is this all just aesthetics people are mad at? Brother, we're talking about a Vogue photo shoot. It's all aesthetics. This is just aesthetics. Everything about a fucking Vogue photo shoot is aesthetics. There is no material reason here. Like it's a photo shoot for Vogue magazine. Of course people are going to fucking point out the optics of the situation. because it's about optics. This is an optics reasoning. This is PR and propaganda and marketing. And I'm saying it's fucking terrible marketing. And for the record, it's terrible marketing that I think will be impactful later down the line. You won't see it now, maybe, but you'll see it eventually. Boris Johnson tipped to become the next Secretary General of NATO. What the fuck? That's awesome. Fucking Boris. Fuck him, Boris, bruv. The Vogue spread is such poor taste. Like you said, this is not to keep eyes on the war in Ukraine. It's just glorifying the war in a weird way for fashion. I just don't understand the point of it. Yeah. There is a tonality. There is a tone that you need to take when you are covering. Above the centerfold of that Vogue photo shoot. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's not what the... There is a tone that you need to take when you are covering matters like war, okay? If you want to show the human toll, if you want to show the impact, if your argument is to ensure that if you want to talk about like what's going on there and the brutality, a way to do it in this capacity is the worst way to do it. Okay? Oh shit. The whole angle of using the Ukraine as a way to look like you care about what's going on in the world is just sleazy. No, I mean, this is important. You know, what's going on in Ukraine is important for the rest of the world, especially because what's going on in Ukraine is important for the rest of the world. Even if you don't think about it from the point of view of like Ukrainian people, it's still important for the rest of the third world that Ukraine supplies with grain, right? That's the reason why the Turkish meeting, it's a proxy war. That's one thing. But the meeting of leaders about opening up the Ukrainian ports was impactful, especially because like that opened up grain shipment to the third world once again. Third world, huh? Yes, third world. Underdeveloped nations that have been exploited historically. The third world. Yes. You can tone police me all you want, but that is the terminology I'm using here, okay? Ukraine might not be the breadbasket for anywhere but developing and underdeveloped nations, Turkey included. Okay? That has gigantic consequences for countries like that desperately need it. You know exactly what I mean. Okay? So... Second world and third world, and Russia immediately bombed the port where the grain is shipped from. Yes, they did do that. Anyway. I agree with you, but people are countering to say that Churchill did a photo shoot too. Do you think it's okay to equate the two? I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit. Fuck Churchill. I hate Churchill. Churchill will suck me. Anyway, so yeah. Really, really terrible. But this is not new for Vogue. Vogue Italia's Make Love, Not War in September 2007. Editorial inspired by the Iraq War. Were among many female models photographed in the center of a very sexually charged war zone, straddling shirtless soldiers, cavorting around in mud, exposing their breasts while wearing gowns by Roberto Cavalli or Dior. Vogue Italia's Hot Mess. In March 2012 issue, the magazine raised some serious red flags in an editorial featuring well-known models like Joanne Smalls, Jessica Stamm, Coco Rocha, and more, sprawled in a Brooklyn diner eating cheese curls and surrounded by fast food containers while wearing loud Louis Vuitton cheetah print eye makeup. Bloggers felt that Hot Mess was poking fun at the ghetto fabulous culture of African-American women, as seen in photos titled Ghetto Fabulous Edible Hairdos. Meisel directly copied select hairdos from real-life African-American women. I mean, slave earrings... But it's not new for Vogue either, by the way. This isn't new for Vogue either. Vogue itself, apparently, in Ukraine, wrote this. Who is Bandera? 3 books about the legendary Ukrainian Stefan Bandera, a hero or traitor? Stefan Bandera crimes. What did Bandera do? What made Bandera famous? These are just a few Google queries dedicated to Stefan Bandera. In recent months, the leader of the Ukrainian nationalist movement has become. I mean, dude, this guy literally collaborated with Nazis. What the fuck are you doing? Like, he participated in the mass execution of Ukrainian Jews. That's crazy. Anyway, controversial figure. Zelensky asking the banks to turn on him? What? Asking for the banks to turn on him? What do you mean? Ukraine will pursue war crimes charges against leaders of JP Morgan Chase. Wait, this is fire. I did see this. JP Morgan Chase, Citi, and HSBC over Russia financing. Zelensky's economic advisor says, first of all, no, he's not. That would be crazy. This would be a very cool thing if he did this, by the way. But that would be wild to try and do that. Anyway. So weird to repeat Russian talking points. Yeah, Russian talking points like Stefan Bandera was a Nazi collaborator. That's dude, you don't have to concede like historically accurate facts. You don't have to like hand it to Russia for free. You know what I mean? Unless you're like literally doing propaganda for Russia. Like you can't turn around and be like, "No, that's a Russian misinformation." Anyway. Okay, so this is the hot mess photo shoot, by the way. I don't know if I can watch. I don't know if I can show that. It might be TOS. Oh, it's not. Here's the ghetto fabulous hairstyles, edible hairstyles from Hot Mess. Anyway, speaking of which, Brittany Griner offered testimony earlier this week, and also a deal might come in the Brittany Griner situation. Her testimony revolved around how she got marijuana not for like personal consumption, for recreational personal consumption, but instead medical marijuana. Not that it fucking matters, because ultimately she's being held indefinitely under drug trafficking charges, despite the fact that she had like 4 fucking vapes. So remember that. It's complete bullshit. It was always bullshit. So now they're gonna now they're gonna do a trade for Brittany Griner. And, America is going to take the L on that trade, but I think it's good that they're taking the L on that trade. I think they should free Brittany Griner. So, it is bullshit, though. What Russia is doing is absolute fucking unacceptable bullshit, and they're just playing the game. You know what I mean? What? Maybe she's a Nazi too? What? What the fuck are you talking about?